Okay, we're going live. Okay, we're live. Okay, I'm ready now. Okay, I'm back. I am happy and of good cheer. Um, I'm gonna say this at the beginning of the video, middle and end. Like, comment, subscribe, put on your notification bell, all that good stuff. Feel free to ask questions if you like, as per normal. And I just want to also say that happy summer solstice. This is the most potent and powerful, one of the most potent and powerful times of the year, family. So I'm happy about that. Let me just turn you guys around so you can see that I am burning my winter solstice candle. Okay. So I'm sure you guys are doing the same. And oh gosh, I want to say this. I've been doing a lot. Um, I've been talking to you guys, have been sending me a lot of messages. I appreciate it. I love you. I made notes that I'm sure that so that I wouldn't miss anything or anyone. Um, I've been working on cleaning you guys' bracelets and sending them out. And I apologize if I gave you guys the impression that all I have to do is just mail them to you. That's not the case. Like when you guys order, like when you request a bracelet, I don't know who's been, I'm just going to open this one. I don't know, no, I'll just use my own. I don't know who's been touching it. And each one of these are extremely powerful and they're different. And different, like black market places are trying to like sell them for very cheaply. And people are like, oh, cool, get one. But they're not the same. They don't have the same efficacy. None of those things are the same. So first, I need to make certain that they are. I already had some, and then I tried to try and procure more and make sure that they're right first. But the bottom line is that they needed to first. I have to sage them out because I don't know whose energy has been on them. I don't know who's touched them. I don't know. I don't know. So the first thing, even if I mean, you just have to sage them out and make sure that they're pure. Hi, just be real. And they don't have any negative energy on them. And you're starting from scratch with the bracelets. So that's what's happening. And this is a very rare time of the year because this is the summer solstice as well as the evening or the night of a new moon, right? So you see my guys, I turned you guys around to see my candle. You see that's literally a crystal ball and a bottle that I keep seawater in, okay, in my olive oil flask. My little owl. Check out my little owl, y'all. Can you see it? Let's see. My little owl. And check it how cool it is, guys. Let me see. It opens up. Anyway. Okay. Business. On serious side. Okay, so I lit my candle. I lit charcoal. And I wanted to make sure that I did this process during a new moon because during a new moon, you charge all of your crystals, like the crystal ball, you know, your quartz and things like that. You charge it all. You can't just like do it at any random time of the year. You know, you have to do everything in a prescribed order. So I did it. I have to do it at that particular time. So anyway, Mr. Owl fell. You know, and here's the thing. What I just showed you guys is my altar, but on the serious side, you have to be extremely respectful of your altar. Like I have another ball that needs to be like cleaned, but not just like when I say clean, I don't mean like dusted. I mean like you have to do it every single new moon. You need to do it because Every month, different things happen. And let me say this, I'm not trying to imply that anybody's better than the next person or whatnot. But when it comes down to energy, negative energy, that is a statement that is applicable to everyone, even myself, because of the fact that none of us are in the same mood all the time. None of us are in good cheer, good spirit, or feeling very positive. So if you're not feeling very positive, and let's say you got your bracelet on, you don't want that energy on there. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why bells are so important. You know, Tibetan bells, like towers, churches, those are really naval bases. That's why they have bells. That's the reason why when you wake up in the morning, they don't call it a wake up clock or a wake up bell. They call it an alarm clock. Back to etymology, right? Anything that alarms you is disturbing, right? That and they can't lie, so they have to tell you it's an alarm clock, which ultimately is a bell. Okay, there's a lot of things that have been going on concurrently around the world that is affecting all of us. So it's not like I can talk about something that's going on in California and the rest of the country isn't abreast of it, or something that's going on in the United States and the rest of the world isn't abreast of it. Everybody knows what's going on around the world at this particular time. And the thing of it is, at this particular point, they are hiding in plain sight. Okay, and you guys know how I hate to hold you hostage, so I have to say this. Okay, every not well, a lot of people. Wait. Let me back up because I have to say this because I don't want to forget. There is a person in the UK who, and it's not you. I know who you think it's not you, someone else. There's a person in the UK, and I don't know or remember their name, but I think it's a female. And I'm surprised at how many people that I have in the around the world, period, let alone in the UK, who reach out to me. And this young lady reached out to me in a very heartfelt email, and I cannot find your email. Please email me back. Okay, email me back. I don't remember your name, and it's not it's not you. You know I can get in touch with you, but please email me back, sister. Please. I think it's a female. Okay. Okay, guys. Here's the deal. A lot of black or white siblings, brothers and sisters, have been asking me about the George Floyd situation, martial law, and the different things that I'm in my, that I believe is going on. Here's the thing: this entire world is set up on a system of numbers. Okay, so it would be to your benefit to learn what these numbers mean. There are only 9 numbers in the planet. Only 9 numbers in the entire universe. Just 9. So it wouldn't be very difficult to memorize the meaning or the representation of all 9 digits or all 9 numbers. And there are no 2-digit numbers. I know I discussed that and showed you guys how that works. Okay. We are born, conceived, but however you want to look at it, but conceived and or born with a number that's given to us by the universe. Okay? Our own number. And that influences the time of year that we're born. Okay? Then when you're born, the universe puts an influential spell or influential spirit on your parents that influences them to give you a particular name. That's why in the Bible it reads, a good name is above silver and gold. Okay? At some point in your life, you have to, it's mandatory. Even if a child died a stillbirth, if they have a name They have to fulfill the name. They have to fulfill the meaning of their name before they leave this earth. Okay? So you have two numbers, and you don't add those numbers. Those numbers are independent. Whatever number you're born with, which would be the date, okay, like my birthday is April 3rd. The date is the 3rd, the month is April. So you add the two. That would make me a 7. And everything that a 7 represents influences my life on that level. Then my parents were influenced to give me a name. Your name has a value. And I'm going to show you how to figure out what your name value is. Again, anybody that is charging you money to figure these things out, to share this information with you, it would probably not be a good idea to utilize that person's services if they're charging you. Now, I spoke with someone who said to me that they believed that I said anyone who charges you is not authenticated, and legitimate, and therefore their spell work or whatever they do is would be null, void, and ineffective. I never said that. And if I said anything to lead you to believe that, let me correct myself now and apologize. I'm simply saying that it wouldn't be a good idea to go to that person. It's the people who don't charge you, who know that they have a gift, who know that they cannot charge you for something that they're getting for free. They understand how the universe works. There's good and bad in everything. Okay, so that's all I'm saying. Yeah, they can make some shit happen. Don't get it twisted. They can make some things happen, but that's not good. That's not a good thing. But we also need to realize the power that we have as individuals. You are very powerful. We are powerful, God-filled people. Okay, we're made in the image and likeness of the Almighty, and as a result, we move like it, we act like it, and we can be just as effective. We have the efficacy of the totality of the all. Now, I had also said that I did not want to go onto Patreon for reasons that I spoke about. I have trollers that you guys would not believe. And as a result, I might have to do some videos on Patreon because of that. And I'll explain to you guys later about that. Let me talk to you guys about your own numbers and what happened with George Floyd and make these things tie in. Because Kobe Bryant, George Floyd, Brooks, the one that ended in the gentleman, the ones who they lynched, all that stuff ties in together, and I'm going to make it make sense. Okay, here we go. Now, I didn't want to do this live at first because I wasn't certain that when I wrote on the whiteboard, I wanted to make sure that it wasn't backwards. So can somebody in the chat room let me know that this is not backwards? Is it right? Is it correct? Can you see it correctly? Come on, chat room, let a sister know. So what I'll do is go into something else until somebody in the chat room confirms that this is not backwards and you can see it correctly. Okay? Until someone lets me know, I'll just explain to you what's happening. Every letter in the alphabet has a value. Now, this is not just the case with the English alphabet. It's also the case with the Hebrew alphabet. Again, there's only 9 numbers, but there are 26 alphabets, okay? So that means that the letter A would be 1, okay? B would be 2, 3 is C, 4 holds the value of D, D holds the value of 4, okay? E holds the value of 5, F holds a value of 6. G holds a value of 7, just like in music. H holds a value of 8. 9. I holds a value of 9. J holds the value of 1. Because it's not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 back to 1 because 0 doesn't have a value. And then from that to not 11, but 2 because 1 and 1 are 2. Okay, so let me take a random letter. A random letter would be P. Okay? P is the 17th letter of the alphabet. Okay? So, this is going to make sense why I'm doing this. P is the 17th letter of the alphabet. So that means that P doesn't represent 17. P represents 8 because 1 plus 7 is 8. Okay? Now, the first thing I'm going to do is explain to you how what they call the Illuminati, the powers that be, or whoever it is, got with Michael Jackson, how they got with Kobe, how they got with George Floyd, and how they went about that and why. Okay? And by the way, I don't want to give out anybody's personal information, but I'll just say there's a million Sarahs, millions and millions of Sarahs on the planet. So I'll just say my girl Sarah said, and I'm going to shout her out. I'm not going to say her last name. My girl Sarah said that I could do an entire video on Michael Jackson if I wanted and tell about what happened when I met him and went to his house at Neverland if I choose to, and I choose to do so. She said I could. And if anybody didn't want to watch it, they didn't have to. I'm not going to do it today, but I'm going to do it. So, all right. Okay. So let me show you guys how it works and what happened. This is how this country works. This is how this world works. The world wags the dog. Okay? If you've seen the movie Wag the Dog, or you understand the meaning wag the dog, great. Stay with the rest of us, please. Wagging the dog is when the world does a magic trick, so to speak. Meaning, one thing happens over here, and this is really what's going on. And they say, oh, snap, what are we going to do? Everybody's looking. So then they do something fake over here that seems more important than this to deflect your attention away from this thing. When in all reality, this is fake. This isn't even real. This is the thing you should be concentrating on and looking at. Meanwhile, while you're looking at this blows up in your face and it's too late to do anything. Okay? That's why all of these things happen with COVID-19, with the Kobe Bryant accident, and all that other stuff. Okay, because in the riots, all that stuff happened chronologically to throw you off, so we would get our minds off Kobe. Nobody has even mentioned Kobe Bryant. Okay, like I said, this whole world is set up on numbers. So let me show you guys something. Okay, it's been said 2 incidents are a coincidence. 3 are a conspiracy. Okay? Gianna Bryant died on the plane with her dad. Okay? Okay. Gianna Bryant died on the plane with her dad. George Floyd's daughter's name is Gianna as well. Coincidence or conspiracy? Let's see. Okay? So we got Gianna Bryant and Gianna Floyd. Okay, remember I told you guys how you do the numbers? So that means G, I'm going to do the numbers on each letter. Okay, you could do it at home if you want to also. So G would be a 7. I is a 9. A would be a 1. N is a 5. So that'd be 5, 5 because Gianna is Gianna. And A again is 1. Okay? Bryant, Gianna Bryant's last name, Bryant, would be a 2, a R, which is a 9, a Y, which is a 7, an A, which is a 1, an N, a 5, a T, which is a 2. Okay, and I told you guys whether or not there are no 2-digit numbers, so it comes up like this. So when I get ready to do Gianna Floyd's, because her name is spelled the same and is the same as Gianna Bryant, I can just do the same numbers over again. Let me tell I drop my pen on the dry erase marker. Just put it over here. Okay. So that would be 7 again. 9, 1, 5, 5, 1. So they have the same numbers for their first name, obviously, right? Okay. Now F. So okay. So let's add it up. We got Gianna Bryant. 7 and 9, 16. 16 and 10, 26. Plus 2 is 8. That's 28, right? Is that 28? No. Why? Because there are no 2-digit numbers, right? So that means that, I don't want my fingers black. So that means 2 and 8 is 10. So that means that just leaves 1, right? Okay. Let's add up Bryant. 9, 10, 11. 1 is 12. Okay, let's do this. 7 and 9 is 11. 1 is 12. 12 and 12 is 24. And 2 is 26. That makes 28. Is that 28? No. Why? Because there are no 2-digit numbers. There are no 2-digit numbers, and 8 and 2 are what? 10, which gives us, I'm going to have black fingers, a 1, just like with Gianna Bryant. So, okay. Now, let's look at Floyd. F is what? 6. A L is a 3. A O is a 6. A Y is a 7. And a D is a 4. Okay. So when you add up, let me make sure these numbers are okay. I know that's 1. I make sure these numbers are right. 16, 18, 19, 24. Okay. That's right. Okay. So we got a 1 here and a 1 there because both values equal 10 for Gianna Bryant. Gianna Bryant's first name equals 10 and Gianna Bryant's last name equals 10. So she's got a 1 and a 1, right? Which gives her a total of 2. 1 and 1. Okay, let's do Gianna Floyd's. We already know Gianna Floyd is the 28 because we already added Gianna Bryant up. Okay, so is it 28? No, she equals 1 as well. Okay, it's the same name. Now let's add up Gianna Floyd's last name. Okay, 6 and 3 is 9, plus 6 is 15, plus 7 is 22, plus 4 is 26. Is that 20? It's 26, I'm sorry. So 26, 6 and 2, or 6 and 2, 26, no, that's 8. Okay, so let's add them all up again. So Gianna Bryant, I'm going to do it down here because I can write either. Just hear me out. Gianna Bryant's first name equals a 1. Gianna Floyd's first name equals a 1. Gianna Bryant, let me make sure it's right. 2, 9, Y, A, N. N is 4. Wait, yeah. No, N is 5 and T is 2. Okay. So when we add her last name up, let's make sure you guys know I'm doing it right. You can do it at home if you want to. Okay. You got 9 and 7 is 16, plus 2 is 18, plus 1 is 19. Then we have 24 and 25, right? So let's add it again, make sure we got it right. 5 and 2 is 7, plus 7 is 14, plus 1 is 15. 26, that's 27. Okay, so she got 27. So she's a 27 in her last name. Let's add it up. Like I said, I'm going to add it up down here. 7, 14, 15. 15. 17, 26. 8. Okay, so she's an 8. Okay, so we got 8 and 1. So we got 8 here. So her Gianna Bryant's last name is an 8, and her first name is a 1. That gives her a 9 for Gianna Bryant. Now let's do Gianna Floyd's last name. So the F is a 6, the L is a 3, the O is a 6, the 7 is a Y, and the D is a 4. Okay, so let's add it up. So if we add it all up, 12, 15. Okay, Gianna Floyd's last name equals 26. It's 2 and 6. So is it 26? No. Gianna Floyd's last name is going to be an 8, right? I can't remember. So Gianna Floyd's last name is an 8. Okay, Gianna Floyd's last name is an 8, and Gianna Floyd's first name is a 1. So with her last name being an 8 and her first name being a 1, that means that her entire name is a 9 too. So 9 also. So Gianna, so here you got Gianna Bryant's name equals a 9. Yeah. So we got Gianna Bryant's name equals a 9, and Gianna Floyd's name equals a 9. Okay? The fact that both of their names are Gianna, we could say that's a coincidence. Okay? The fact that they both equal a 9, we could say that's a coincidence. But the fact that you take these girls' first names and their last names and get the same value, and their last name is not even the same, and it still has the same value, we could even say that's a coincidence. But the number 9 is divine. Okay? Why? Because the number 9 is the only number that there is that you can turn it up, which is divine. That's why in fraternities and sororities, they call it the divine 9. It's the only number that you could take it and do what with it? You take the number, well, I'll do this, keep it the same. You take the number 9, right? And when you take the number 9, which is divine, you can turn it upside down and it's a 6. And the opposite of good is bad. The opposite of evil would be the all, right? Okay, so that's the reason why they picked the number 6 to be the number of the adversary in the first place, because it's the opposite of the all, which is God. Okay, so what does all that mean? That means that one was done to deter the attention or deflect from the other. There has to be some commonality. When I did all this, I said, wait a minute. I don't need any more proof, but my people might need some more proof. So what did I do? I dug a little deeper. I dug deeper. Okay. Now, George Floyd died. Now, keep in mind, the number 7, I'm not going to go into an entire, not in this video anyway, about numerology, but I will tell you 7, a number can mean more than one thing. But the number 7 is a number of completion. And because the number 7 is a number of completion, the number 8 is a number that represents new beginnings. And the number 9 is divine. Okay? So when they kill, they make sure that when they murder, there's a 6, that there is a 7 or a 9 involved. Why a 7? Because a 7 is a number of completion. Remember when all those celebrities were dying on the 25th? From Michael Jackson to Left Eye to the other little girl, to Aaliyah, all these people were dying on the 25th. And with social media being what it is, it was getting around to the masses at all, let alone too fast. So they figured, we got to find something else to do, because they're figuring this thing out and getting the message out to each other. So they started messing around with the numbers and said, okay, as long as it's a 7 or a 9, they felt like they were good. So instead of having everybody go out on the 25th, like they had been doing, they would change the date to either the 7th, or they would change the date to the 16th, because 1 and 6 is 7, or change the date to the 9th, which if you flip it upside down, it's a 6, or the 6, if you flip it upside down, it's a 9. Okay? It's even confusion when you buy shoes. They put the little line underneath so that you know whether or not it's a 6 or a 9. Okay? Or they have them going out on the 16th of the month because you add 1 and 6, and that's a 7. Okay. To make this easy for us, and like I said, I didn't want to do this in the form of a PowerPoint because I wanted to do it live for obvious reasons. So check this out. And nobody still chimed in the chat room to tell me if my situation was upside down or not. Okay. Let's look and see what we got here, y'all. This is a picture of the first news video footage that went out on George Floyd's funeral because they took video footage of it. Okay. Now, this isn't some random person who got the footage and re-uploaded it. This went out from, look at that, NBC News, New York. Okay. Look at the time, y'all. I hope it's not backwards. But in the event that you guys are seeing it backwards, I'm going to tell you what the time is. Out of all the times that there could be, the time of the video that ran for George Floyd's funeral was 4 hours, 17 minutes, and 6 seconds. This was the time on George Floyd's funeral footage from NBC News, New York. Okay, let's add up those numbers. Okay, 4 and 1 is 5, plus 7 is 12, plus 6 is 18. So we got 4, 5, 7, 12, 15. 8, and plus 6 is 19. Is 18. So we got 4, 1, 7, which is 12, and 6 equals 18. Why is this important? Put an addition sign in between there. 1 plus 8 is what? 9. Coincidence or conspiracy? I put a lot of time into doing these videos. Let's see. Okay. I looked into, this is one of the top, one of the first news media from reports that went out from CBS News. Okay, I didn't take some random people from YouTube or the internet and put up here. I put what they consider to be reputable news outlets. Okay, they have reputable platforms. This is CBS News. You guys can see it. I'm gonna read it to you, then I'm gonna show it to you. Funeral service honors George Floyd in his hometown of Houston. Okay. Now, at this particular point on this date, there's been 3 boys so far who've been lynched. 3 black boys who've been lynched on the West Coast. Okay. The lady's name is Sarah Lynch. Okay. Is that a big deal? Coincidence? Conspiracy? Let's see. Remember this. The numbers: 7 completion, 9 divine, 6 is the same because when you flip it, it's 6. So it's the opposite and or the adversarial aspect of the divine. Okay, so that's the adversary, 6. So it's going to be 6 and 9, which are the same thing if you flip it, and 7. Okay, let's see what we got here. Aries, I'm going to let you see it yourself too. I'm going to make it a little clear. June 10th. That's the day it was updated on. June 10th. Why is that important? June is the 6th month of the year. June is the 6th month of the year. You guys see that where it says June 10th? June 10th. June is the 6th month of the year, and 0 has no value. So I don't know why they. So 6 and 1 is what? 7. Oh, this one now. 6 and 1 is 7. Okay, so they made sure that they had that go out on the 7th. That it equaled the 7th. Okay, so check this out. Let's look at it again. It has to be a 7 or a 9, right? Look at the time. The time is 2:25 p.m. Is that a big deal? Let's see. 2 plus 2 is 4. Plus 5 is what? 9. Coincidence? That was a chime. Coincidence or conspiracy? Let's see. Let's look at the next one. Okay. I'm going to read it to you guys first. Then I'm going to let you see it. This is footage that I got from CNN. Like, again, not just some random YouTubers or vloggers, such as myself. Okay. As the officer, now this is not about George Floyd. This is about Brooks, the one that was killed in Atlanta. Let's see if they have anything in common. Okay. Let's see. It says, you know what? Before I do that, I'll tell you guys why I gave this particular video the title that I gave it. 846. That guy was on George Floyd's neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds. Who in the hell was counting? But okay, 8 minutes and 46 seconds. Okay? 8 plus 4. I don't want any misunderstanding. Okay, we got the 9 for his funeral footage time. He was on his neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds. 8 and 4 is 12. Plus 6 is what? 18. Add the 1 and the 8, you get 9. He was on his neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds, which is 9. Who tells somebody how long somebody was on somebody's neck and who the hell was counting? We got to think, y'all. Okay. Oh, snap. Okay. Look at this one. Now, this is Brooks, the guy that was killed in Atlanta. As the officer moved to arrest Mr. Brooks, whose breathalyzer test registered a .108 above the legal limit to drive in Georgia, he bolted from their grasp, hit an officer, grabbed the officer's taser, fired it, and took off running. His breathalyzer test, y'all, look. .108. 1 is 1, 0 has no value. 1 plus 8 is 9. For real? Okay. Moving on. Check the same article, next paragraph. Officer Garrett Rolfe discharged his own taser and reached for his 9mm Glock handgun as Mr. Brooks turned and discharged the stolen taser again. Officer Rolfe fired, striking Mr. Brooks twice in the back. Who tells anyone what type of gun the police officer has? Who don't know that the police carry 9s? For real? Okay. All right. I'll play your game for a minute. Let's go to another one, the next one. Okay. Now, I'm not saying I've been so busy with this, and maybe that's the trick. I haven't had time to look into Floyd Mayweather's children's mother's death. Okay? And he paid for George Floyd's funeral. His name is Floyd. Okay. What happened to his baby's mama, his children's mother? You know what I'm talking about? I don't know. We'll come back to that. But he paid for the funeral. Okay? Here it reads, Floyd's daughter, meaning George Floyd, Floyd's daughter to get full scholarship to Texas Southern University. Texas Southern University will give George Floyd's 6-year-old daughter a full scholarship when she's college age. And she's how old? How old is she? She's 6 years old. Now you tell me, why would they say when she's college age? College age? Who says that? They're going to give her a scholarship, and there is no such thing as college age. I went to college at 15, like Martin Luther King. I know some people who went at 16, some people who went at 17. I wasn't even supposed to be on campus. at 15 years old. Some people go at 18. Some people go in their 20s. What's college age? What is that? Some people are fool enough to think that you're supposed to graduate college in 4 years. Nobody said that. You know, college is not a 4 year. Hey, Joseph, is not a 4 year program. They just say that because they know you're used to that from being in high school. But that is not a 4 year program. But okay, look, y'all. Floyd's daughter to get full scholarship to Texas Southern when she's 6 years old. And she is 6 years old now. Okay. She's 6 years old, right? Turn it upside down is 9. Is that a coincidence? Or is it a conspiracy? Who knows? Let's keep reading. She's to get a full scholarship when she's college age. How old is that? 18? If you go by their system, it's 18. And going by their system, she's 6 now. Turn that upside down is 9. And she's going to go when she's college age, assuming they mean 18. 1 plus 8 equals what? 9. Maybe I'm nuts. There's conspiracy theorism, and then there's this. Let's see what the next one is. Listen, y'all, get ready for this. Mr. Brooks was 18 feet and 3 inches away when the first shot was fired. Prosecutors said that as Mr. Brooks was lay dying, Officer Ralph kicked his bleeding body, and the other officer, Devin Bronson, stood on his shoulder. Neither offered medical assistance. Okay? How long? How far? What? Mr. Brooks was 18 feet and 3 inches away when the first shot was fired. Who in the hell is counting and measuring these things? Look, y'all, want y'all think I'm lying or exaggerating. How many feet? 18. 8 plus 1 is what? 9. We live in a number-driven society. Okay, I'm going to need y'all to stay with me for real right now. This is the footage of Brooks from one of the officers' body cam, which has times on there, obviously, for obvious reasons. Now look at this, y'all. Okay. All right. Look at that. Y'all see that? June 12th. June is the what day of the month? 6. And the 12th day, 6 plus 1 is 7 plus 2 is 9. June the 12th equals 9. Okay, well, maybe I'm tripping. Let's look at the time. They use military time, which is 22 hours and 59 minutes and 55 seconds. Let's count the hours and the minutes. 5 and 9 is 4. Look, y'all. 22:59. 2 and 2 is 4. Plus 5 is 9. And 9 is 18. 1 plus 8 is 9. But wait a minute. What about the 2020, Dr. Leah? Well, we can let that slide, right? Hell to the no. Let's see what that means. Okay. We've got 2020. 2 plus 2 is 4. Okay? Over here, you guys see in the corner with the 55 seconds? It says 55 seconds, and over on that far side, there's a 400 or 0400, whatever that stands for. That 4, that last 4, sorry guys, that last 4 and that first 5 in the seconds is 9. The first 5 and the 2 4s in 2020 equal 9. So that 5 plus the first 2 in 2020 is 7, and the second 2 in 2020 is also a 9. This is what they're doing. This whole system is set up with numbers. They don't care. They're not playing. This is not a game. This whole situation, not when I say this whole situation, I don't mean the George Floyd and the Brooks situation. I mean, this whole universe is set up by numbers. Okay, y'all, check this out. This is by one of the world's most notorious newspapers, which is the New York Times. It says New York is committed to covering this essential moment. Not quintessential, essential. Essential means necessary. Okay. On Friday, June 12th, a 27-year-old black man named Rayshard Brooks was shot and killed by Atlanta police in what Mayor Keisha Bottoms, and we'll get on her crazy ass in a minute. She's gonna get on news, have a news conference. She's gonna get on talking about for everybody to get in the house and go home like she's somebody's old ass auntie and this, that, and the third. And it's been my experience that Keishas are smart, but that's another story because the meaning of the name, but that's something else. And she's saying this, they're talking about folks to go home. And not even a week prior, she couldn't get her own son, Keisha Bottoms. Okay, she couldn't get her own son, who's college age, to stay in the house. And then she's going to get in front of a news conference after George Floyd was murdered and tell everybody who was riding in Atlanta to go home. And then say, what you're looting is owned by, I'm not going to lie and try to front like I know something that I don't know. I don't know who the hell killed Mike and TIR. I don't know who they are. I don't know. But I do know that anybody who's using initials for names, I know anybody who's being referenced by the name Killer, and you're supposed to be a politically driven, educated woman sitting in as mayor, which means best. Lady, please don't, I don't believe in black women going against black women, but she should have thought that one through. That's all I'm saying. Girl, you should have thought that one through, for real. Okay. Now, on Friday, June 12th, a 27-year-old black man named Rayshard Brooks was shot and killed by Atlanta police in what Mayor Keisha Bottoms called an unjustified use of deadly force. Why she didn't tell their ass to go home? That's another story, too. Brooks' death, which comes weeks after the nationwide unrest sparked by the killing of George Floyd by Minneapolis police. Okay. What day is it? Sorry, y'all. Y'all see the day? Can y'all see that? On Friday, June what? 12th, a 27-year-old man. Well, what's wrong with that? Okay. First glance, I see is a 27-year-old man. He was 27? Really? Okay. He was 27. 27-year-old man? Add 2 plus 7. And you get the 9. Well, wait a minute, Dr. Leah. Is there anything else in there coinciding with what you're saying right now? Well, let's check it out and see. June 12th. June is the what day of the year? The 6th? The 6th month and the 12th day? Is there a 12th day? No, but what? 1 plus 2 is what? 3? And 6 is what? 9? June the 12th is 9. Well, wait a minute. I thought it was over, Dr. Leah. What day of the week did it happen? What day of the week does it say? On what day? Friday. Friday, right? And for those of you who got it twisted, and it's okay because everybody, it's all about growth. There's a lot of people who think that the Sabbath is Sunday, which is okay. We all here to learn. We all here to grow. Okay. Sabbath means what? Seventh. Celebration, seventh, completion. Okay. That's the reason why Saturn is the planet that rules on Saturday. Saturday is the seventh Sabbath day. Okay. Not Sunday. Sunday is the first day of the week. Okay. Sun, moon. I taught y'all that. So let's see here. We got Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, right? So the first day of the week is Sunday. The last day of the week is Saturday, which is the 7th day. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Which means what? They said it happened on Friday, which is the what day of the week? The 6th of the week. So because it happened on the 6th day of the week, we turn it upside down, and it's 9, ladies and gentlemen. What's really going on? I mean, do they really want us to miss this? Or are they so panicked that they don't have time to plot this out anymore? What's really going on? Okay, I got another one here. George Floyd's daughter. Now, these are different news outlets. Okay, we got CNN, NBC, CBS, ABC, New York Times, CNN. It's everybody. Got some different forms of 9 and 7 going on, particularly 9. Okay, George Floyd's 6-year-old daughter, Gianna, is giving her thanks to Kanye West after he set up a college fund for her that will cover her full tuition. Okay. Should I let it go? Or should I go in? Should I let it go in? Should I let it go or should I go in? We're going to let Kanye stand on his own. You ready for this? The memorial is about the life that Mr. George Floyd lived. And this is the time to embrace the family with expressions of love and kindness. Peterkin, whoever that is, said. Okay? Floyd's sister lives in Hope County, according to CNN, affiliate WRAL, okay, which is in North Carolina. Okay? Listen to this, y'all. Next month, Floyd Mayweather's picture's up there because he paid for the funeral, of which we haven't figured out what happened to his children's mother yet. But what they do know from the toxicology report is that there was no suicide. They know that. And they know she had no drugs in her body whatsoever. But when that situation went down, he said that she was on drugs, but there were no drugs in her body. And she said she never took drugs. So we know there's no drug in her body, and she didn't kill herself. What happened to her? Okay. It reads, next Monday, a public memorial will take place from noon to 6. From noon to 6? A public memorial is taking place from noon. Last time I checked, that was 12 o'clock. To 6. Let's just put a little line here. And here. 1 plus 2 is 3. Plus 6 is what? 9. I'm getting a little overwhelmed by all of this. But wait a minute. Just then, when I said, you know what? Ring the bell. I said, well, you look at here. On most obituaries or obituaries, be it an obituary when you're at a funeral or an obituary in the obituary section in the newspaper, they'll tell you where to send any donations, flowers, and things like that for the family. On theirs or his, it reads, flowers are gifts to be sent to 15006 Highway 6. Is it a big deal that it's Highway 6? It got to be a Highway 6 somewhere, so we ain't gonna trip. Let me show it to y'all anyway. 156006 Highway 6. Okay. Let's see here. What we got. 15006. That's the address. 15006 Highway 6. Let's add this up. 1 and 5 are 6. plus 6 is 12, plus another 6 is 18, which equals, y'all said it, I can hear you at home, 9. And by the way, while we're social distancing, how far are we supposed to be away from each other? 6 feet, right? When everybody knows a sneeze travels at least 9. Get out of here. 18 feet, and 1 plus 8 is 9. Are you serious right now? You kidding me? Okay. Now, just in case you guys didn't hear or you didn't want to take my word for it, let me read this to you. 8 minutes and 46 seconds, how George Floyd was killed. May 31st, 2020. On May 25th, Minneapolis police officers arrested George Floyd, a 46-year-old black man, after a convenience store employee called 911. Now, did anybody ever mention that counterfeit $20 bill wasn't? Did anybody ever say that? But anyway, on what day, y'all? May what? 25th. That's the Michael Jackson day. Okay? That's the Aaliyah day. 2 plus 5 is 7. That's the left eye day. What's going on? What we supposed to be doing? What is it? What is it? Y'all, let me read something real quick. Oh, someone said that I have probably already explained the significance of the number 9 and that they missed it. But they thought, oh yeah. Number 9 does mean spiritual divinity. You are so wonderful, Joseph. It means spiritual divinity, divineness, completeness, and all these wonderful things. But see, the thing of it is, that's why the title of my book is Black or White, because everything has an opposite. Okay? Black gives contrast for white to even exist. Okay? There's really no such thing as warm water. There's only hot and cold, black and white. That's all that there is. Good and bad, good and evil. And because 9 is divine, it has to have the opposite too. And the opposite of it is what? Adverse, adversary, evil, wickedness, Satanism, all that stuff. So if you take the 9 and flip it, it's 6. That's the reason why the 9 is important, is because they're trying to flip or alternate goodness. You got that, Joseph? I hope I answered your question. If I didn't, let me know. If I did, shoot your girl a thumbs up or something. Okay? So I hope that brings clarity to that. And the first thing they did was tell us to stay 6 feet apart. You don't have to be educated to know that 6 feet is not far enough to prevent anything. The average man is 6 feet tall. So that means if he was to lay down on the floor and you were his body length away, that's all that is the average man's body length. That's not going to help you. So what is it with the 6 feet? It's because they're going in to the opposite of the divine. They're trying to cancel out the divine. This year, 2020, is the first time in the history of this country. Yes, I said that. The first time in the history of this country that they ever talked about, promoted, elevated, and explained Juneteenth. I didn't learn about Juneteenth in school, okay? I was an adult before I learned about Juneteenth. I talk about Juneteenth. There you go, Joseph. I talk about Juneteenth in the book Black or White that I wrote some time ago with Dig Record. Okay? Why is that important? It's the same thing that's going on with this lotus flower that y'all hear about going around. It's not a pyramid. It's Black Wall Street reconstructing itself. Okay? It's Black Wall Street reconstructing itself. At this particular time, with this situation that they have going on with this COVID-19 and lynching these black men and the Black Lives Matter conspiracy, let me tell y'all something. Somebody asked me what I thought about, let's just say NAACP. Let me tell you something. Just know this. Whenever you have a question about an organization, no matter how legitimate it looks, okay, I learned this from the Black Panthers, the Black Panther Party. Understand, no matter how good an organization is, at this particular point in history, at this particular point in the world, when they have the advantage that they have on us right now, there is nothing, no thing that can exist, including the NAACP, without their okay. Do you really believe that the NAACP, I was talking to, who was I talking to? Either Brother Ron or Dr. Umar Johnson. I was telling them there's no way, and they agreed. I said there's no way in the world that any of these organizations could exist without this country giving its okay and its thumbs up. They would disband it, kill them, do whatever they needed to do. If they didn't want it to exist, it would. So at the end of the day, no matter what organization it is, if it exists, they're doing something, whether they know it or not, to the satisfaction of the agenda of this country. Just keep that in mind. Your girl is tired. Again, I want to say, I apologize if I made anyone think and or believe that all I had to do was mail, you guys are, bracelets out. I'm getting them out, but I had to bless them, infuse them. I had to wait for the summer solstice to come. I forgot to mention that. I had to wait for the new moon to come so that they could sit and be cleaned by the moon. Okay, my hair is the way it is because every new moon you should take a dip. Meaning, fortunately, I have a pool, so I can get the pool in under the moon and do it. The ocean, a lot of people go to the ocean and do it. I don't know anything about Wiccans. I don't know, but I hear they do it. But you have to regenerate everything because even we have negativity on us. We don't always find ourselves in good spirits. We don't. So because we're not always in good spirits, we have to sage ourselves out sometimes. Sometimes you just want to just beat somebody or somebody want to beat you maybe, I don't know, or you just feel like, I can't do it. It's overwhelming. That's a negative feeling. You have to get that out of you. You don't want to keep passing that negativity around. So while people are smudging their homes, don't negate to smudge oneself, because we too can be holders of negativity too. I think that was basically what I wanted to say. I wanted to show the coincidence, if you will, the coinky-dink between Kobe Bryant's daughter, Gianna Bryant, and the numerical exactness of their daughters, which is 9. If they had the exact same numerical consistency and it was 5 or 2, I'd be like, But the fact that both of their numeric systems are the same, that's 1. Both their names are Gianna, that's 2. Again, 2 issues that are the same is a coincidence. 3 is a conspiracy. The fact that it was 9, I was done. Okay, so did y'all do this to throw us off from Kobe so we won't think about that anymore? Is that what what y'all doing? And all of this stuff that they're telling y'all that Trump is saying, a lot of that stuff he's not saying. I'm not taking up for him because this is what you guys need to understand. They're all bad. All of them mean you no good. Trump tried to tell you that when he said to Black people, he didn't say it. He didn't say it obliviously or conspicuously or unobviously. He said, Black people, give me a try. You've tried everything else and it didn't work. He literally said Black people. He didn't say minorities. He didn't say brown people. He said Black people, give me a chance. Why not? You tried everything else. Why not? I'm not saying that was his way of saying, what's the difference between putting me in office and putting somebody else in office when there is no difference? What difference does it matter who's piloting the plane if it's going to crash? I don't care. What difference does it make who crashes the plane if it's ultimately going to crash? Who cares? And that's basically what's happening. People think it matters who's in that house. And we're not going to talk about the fact that Trump don't live there, because that says a lot. So, and also think about the fact that every time something is allegedly said by him that's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, he has on that blue tie. Or he has on that blue tie. Every single time something is said to the left, he has on that blue tie. Okay, guys, I'm over an hour in, and I really think that I covered everything that I wanted to cover today because it's the summer solstice, and I hope everybody fasted and demanded, not asked. You don't have to. We're light people. Light people. We don't have to ask anything. I hope that we all demanded. I trust you all demanded that the universe give you what you want for this next oscillation, this quarter oscillation around the sun. Okay? This quarter around the sun. I hope you demanded and that you were precise, exact, and specific about what it was you wanted. It was at 2:43 p.m. Pacific time today, the summer solstice. So I hope you all did everything you needed to do. I hope you fasted. If you didn't, it's not too late. It's never too late. You can always get it in. If anybody has any questions in the chat room that you'd like to ask me, please ask me. There are still more bracelets. If you can't get them from my store, which you should be able to get them from blackorwhite.me. If you cannot, for whatever reason, get the store to work, because some people said they had some trouble, they just sent their money to PayPal or Cash App, and then they sent with their address. They emailed me their address, and I just did it that way. It's simple. But I do believe that because of the trollers, you guys are not going to believe the things that I need. All thumbs up, y'all, in the chat room. And everybody that views this, okay, keep it coming. Yeah, I'm going to have to go through the Patreon because of the trollers. So I'm only going to do some through Patreon. There's nothing there yet, but I will, and I'll let you know, okay? Because, again, you should not be paying anybody any money to do any work for you. Because when you are, I'm going to say this every time I do a video from now on. So if anybody watches one video and not the other one, they'll still get it. So that, shouldn't be paying anybody to do any work, If anyone can do anything for you, they should be doing it, period, without any money or anything like that. They should be doing it because they can. You know what I'm saying? So the universe is going to take care of them. I promise this happened. I'm going to say this one go. This one girl has a channel. And I asked her something simple like, how long have you, I don't know, been wearing blue? I don't know. Something simple like that. And she was like, oh, I'm sorry. I don't answer any questions unless the person puts in a certain amount of money on their credit card, like $50, just to even get started with a conversation. That's insane to me. That's insane to me. What if I really needed help? Really? Oh, thank you. What if I really needed help? You can't charge people. What if you had to pay to go to the doctor, and if you didn't have any insurance, wink, wink, you die? Really? What if you had to pay to have a baby, and if you didn't have any money, you couldn't get pregnant? You know what I'm saying? What if you had to have your baby on the floor? Or, you know what I mean? It's just too many. I mean, you don't hold anybody by the balls, by the ovaries, because you can, and you're the only way out. And if you do it the right way, like Mother Gibson, if you do it like she did it, I understand. I hear tell she didn't keep less than $1 million in her mattress because the universe brought it back to her. Okay, people who didn't even need anything would just hand her money, send her a check, take care of her. Me, I do things for people. I don't ask for any money. You guys think I'm kidding. People are always cash apping me. People will send things to my PayPal. They send it to my, well, that's not, but people take care, the universe takes care of me through other people, as well as my other means of accumulating money through, books and merchandise, whatever I'm doing, in my life. I might be doing some contracts with somebody or something like that, or interpreting something, just doing whatever. But in addition to that, just when you think you may be needing something, somebody will send a cash app. Somebody will send a PayPal. They try and take care of me because they know that what I'm doing right now, Joseph, what I'm doing right now, just be real, it takes a long time a lot more goes into it than just making a video. You have to prepare for it. If you're doing a PowerPoint, if you got to do research, you can't just get on these videos and just start rattling things off and expect people to believe you. I mean, I don't care if they don't believe me, but I still would like for somebody to bring some type of information to concur or to somehow, substantiate what it is that they're saying. So I don't go out of my way because if you're thirsty, you're gonna drink. You know what I'm saying? If you wanna eat, I'm gonna feed you if I can. You know what I'm saying? It's here for you to eat. But like I said, if I can get it to the information, I'm gonna get it to you. So far there hasn't been, praise the Most High, any situation that anyone has ever brought to me that I haven't been able to resolve. And may the Holy One continue that to be the case. Okay? I use my female energy as positively as I can. I try not to let the trolls bother me, you know. Some people say, why do you even read that stuff? Why do you even let you better read it? Hell, they might be saying about to blow your ass up. I mean, of course, that's a whole other thing. Because if you're in unison with the totality of all things, it would backfire, but still, you know. So I don't have any questions in the chat room, so I'm assuming you guys don't have any. Thank you so much for watching. Again, like, comment, subscribe, hit your notification button so you know when I'm uploading a video. My email address is leahjaps@hotmail.com, leahjaps@hotmail, or drleahblackorwhite.me. You can reach me at either one of those, but I'll probably, on a daily basis, I'll go to the leahjaps@hotmail.com every day, more than once a day, actually. So I wanted to say that. And again, thank you for your generosity. Thank you for being so kind. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for allowing me to love you. And until I can come up with a better way to express it, may you be more, rather than saying may you be blessed and continue to elevate, may you be more and continue to elevate. And no, nothing else. Dr. Leah loves you.